Hey everybody, G-Bear out here. Another day. It's Saturday, September something. Anyway, today I got a few things done. I took one of my subscribers' suggestions. Closer to the Truth said JB Weld works good, so I added some around this connection to make sure that I will be watertight and secure. So this is ready for install tomorrow. I added in the 10 amp fuse that's required, so that's all going to go down there and make connection at those two lines, and the wires will be tied together. And this is the switch for it right here, so I'll be able to turn the pump on and off when I need it. Most of the time, just using the sink, gravity fed water will be plenty for what I'm doing. I don't have to have the pump running, but when I want to get some hot water going, I will have to turn the pump on because I need pressure through here. Now I did put a jumper on here because I'm hoping to get the at least one water barrel tied in outside this weekend and have water here in the cabin. And I've got the door off of there and that side little panel infill piece taken off because I had to work behind there. As you can see, my flex hoses are in, and that one was long, but like I said, I just worked it back and forth and got it neatly tucked out of the way. Some of the other things I did was, let's get this down here. You look up here at the top of the heater and you can see I got the pipe, the exhaust pipe up in place, and I got the through the wall damper ready to be cut through. There'll be another one from the outside coming inward, and those two will meet together, and that insulates the hot pipe from touching anything that might be flammable. And then this is the cover that goes on the outside, and what I did was, it comes with a 1/4-inch screen, and we have a big problem with moths and other bugs out here, so I put a finer screen on over the top of that, added a couple of screws so it holds in place. And this also has a flapper inside of it, so when the wind blows it shuts it off when the heater's not running, and the pressure from the exhaust opens that. So this will be mounted on the outer wall facing downward like this, and that'll let the exhaust out when I'm running the hot water heater. Okay, another thing is I've been cutting this 4-inch pipe to size. I haven't cut this one yet. This will be a little piece that's going to go in between the dampers up there, going to the outside cover. And there's a little tricks to this. I have all the tools for it, but you see the crimps around here. I just put those in there because I'm going to be using that piece. And to do that, you need one of these little tools right here. And what you do is you put it over the edge of the pipe like this, and you give it a little squeeze, and then you've got some serrations in there. And then you just move it over until you're in the right place, and keep going around like that. And you can go all the way around there. And one thing I want to mention is you can really apply pressure to these, but you don't have to. You only have to give it a slight crimping, and then it'll shrink the edge here so that it'll fit inside the next pipe. Alright, here's my fine screen that I used to put over the edge of that. Here's my fine beer that I need to take with me as I walk outside. I'll show you a few other things that I got done today. I spent a lot of time working on that ATV over there. Still haven't gotten it running. My friend Andy has been doing some research online for me. He gave me one last tip about looking for an oil sensor wire and grounding it to the block. I'll do that tomorrow because I'm about to close everything up. As you can see, it's sunset. And that shower right there is saying, hey, G-Bear, get over here and take a shower. I really do need one. Anyway, some of the other things I got done today was I got my planks back up on the scaffolding, got my ladder in place, I got all my stuff on the roof there, ready to go. I got my pipe wrench on top of the scaffolding. I'm going to go up as soon as the wind dies, and probably in the morning. I've noticed that first thing in the morning I get some relief from the wind, and I can get up there and take that down and make my permanent connections, get that thing back up. And then I made a bunch of connectors that'll go around the pipe, so the ropes will be able to come down. And I'm going to have cables that come down from there, coming down to these pipes I've set in the ground. And I've got adjustable eye bolts on there so that I can tighten them up when I need to. And if it gets to a point where I can't tighten them anymore, then I'll just shorten the cable and start over. There's another one over there leaning the opposite direction. On the front of the cabin, I'll be using a different connector that will fasten to the face plate, the fascia plate, and that has another tightener connection or an eye bolt in it, so I can lock that down. Over here on the solar panel set, I got the new solar panels on. This is the 4 of them right there. That's 100 watts of panel. Now, the panel that's directly behind there, that's 100 watts by itself. But those are poly panels, and these are amorphous panels. Now, I just read in the manual on these things that it takes 6 months for these things to finally settle into where they're going to give me 100% of their performance. In the meantime, I'm going to have to settle for 80% of their performance. That's actually in the manual, but I'm really impressed that the manual, these are Chinese panels, the manuals have gone to really, really good translated English, and I'm very impressed with that. Anyway, as you can see, the blue lights up there on the tops of the panels are showing that they're all still taking a charge in. So as long as that blue light is on, these things are sending charge to the batteries inside. This is the old style amorphous panels that Harbor Freight had. These are really old. I've had these for a long, long time. I've got 3 of these on my van. I've got 3 of them on here. I might add a 4th one because I do have one laying around. And over on the motorhome, I don't know if you can see it from here, but I have 6 of them on the front of the motorhome. And those power an inverter inside the motorhome, so I have AC power in there. Anyway, we're back moving around again. And you can see what the weather looks like out here. It's been threatening me with rain, but I just laugh because you see how it's going around both sides of me. It's a giant horseshoe. It breaks up right over that mountain, and it heads that way, and it heads that way. And it just doesn't come straight over me for some reason. Only when I'm not here. Could have saved me a shower water. All right, back to moving around. I think that's about it. I'm ready to make my water connection, but I have to get rid of this scaffolding because I have to build my shed here that's going to hold the propane tanks. And then on the roof of the shed, I'm going to have 2 20-gallon water bottles temporarily feeding into that line right there, going in the red line going into the water inside the cabin. And that little elevation about this height, that's about 6 feet up, should give me some pretty decent water pressure if I need to fire up hot water, which I doubt. It's been 100+ degrees here every day. But if I didn't need hot water, I could turn the pump on and I'd have pressure. Had my smoker out here last night. I did a pork roast, and boy, was that good. I slept like a baby after eating that last night. Had carrots and sweet potato with it, and that was really, really good. Anyway, you see that shower right there? That's where I'm going to be in a few minutes. G-Bear signing off.